One man, one mission, to rid the world of chronic anxiety once and for all. The Anxiety Guy, Dennis Simsek, shares his personal transformation from living a life filled with overwhelming worry to becoming a full-fledged positivity machine, a leading authority in generalized anxiety. Dennis gets to the truth of your mental health challenges and sets you on a path to transforming each and every area of your life. Here he is, the one and only, the Anxiety Guy.
My friends, my extended family, welcome to episode 278. You're listening to the Anxiety Guy podcast. I'm your host, Dennis Simsek, and I hope that you're having a more than anxiety kind of day. This podcast episode is brought to you by the Inner Circle program. If you haven't started the Inner Circle program and need my guidance on a daily basis for 16 weeks to begin and supercharge your healing from anxiety, head over to theanxietyguy.com. Learn more about the Inner Circle program today. My friends, throughout the week, I'm always looking for the guidance. I'm looking for the guidance. The guidance in terms of that inner intuition combined with that external energy source to bring me towards the right topic for each and every podcast. And what was interesting this week was that I didn't get many messages. There was seemingly kind of a block. And the block was connected to me looking for something very, very deep. I was looking for depth. And the truth was that I was overcomplicating what I was looking for. And so I woke up this morning and I said, you know what? I've got to simplify. When we think about anxiety and when we look around to some of the beautiful people out there that are giving back and looking to help an anxiety sufferer, you'll notice words connected to anxiety will lead to your best life. And I stopped for a moment and I thought to myself, does it really? I mean, for me, healing from anxiety and anxiety recovery led me towards my purpose, my mission, led me towards new and beautiful relationships. It led me to understanding and exploring what I deem as being a flow state where life is much more effortless and there's not so much fighting or grinding anymore. So for me, in my case, it did lead to a best life. But is it possible that for a large majority of people, it may not? The answer is yes. Unfortunately, that is the truth of the matter. But here's what I wanted to do today. I wanted to make sure that we focused on certain aspects where we bring some awareness to why anxiety will not lead to your best life and why it will. And if you can just grasp these three ideas and implement them in your life each and every day with patience and self-love, then you will be brought to deeper clarity. And when you're brought to deeper clarity, you will begin understanding things at a deeper level. And with that understanding must come the courage to implement the new. Remember, healing isn't just about theory. Understanding something is not enough, right? You've got to have a certain amount of courage. You've got to have a certain amount of willingness to step out of something that you're in. So, anxiety will not lead to your best life if you're too afraid to question your life. There was a time in my life where I did some really strange things. I don't know if you can relate to this or not, but for example, I thought that thinking would lead me to a very anxious state / panic attack. So I did everything I could in my life to not think. It was a strange thing, really. So I thought less. Therefore, it was almost like that shadow, that anxiety shadow behind me wasn't coming to the forefront of my life. So if you are too afraid to question your life right now, there's a chance that anxiety may not lead to your best life. Also, if you're too comfortable in your discomfort, right? You've heard me say this before, and it's important that I repeat it. There's too many people out there right now that are very comfortable in their discomfort. And that's not okay. It's not okay. And we need to understand that in order for us to manifest into something new, to create something new in our lives, internal or external, there's going to come a certain level of discomfort within the process. So there's two types of discomfort. One is the discomfort of fear and anxiety that you live with every single day, and because it's so familiar, you stay in it. But then there's the other kind of discomfort where you step out of that comfort zone and you engage in certain acts, whether that be mental or behavioral or imaginative or whatever you're doing for yourself, that you need to embrace with loving, open arms. So which kind of discomfort are you going to be living in for a temporary period? The one that you're familiar with, an anxiety, or the one that you're unfamiliar with, the new, the changes? And no, anxiety will not lead to your best life if you feel that you will lose more than you will gain by stepping into a new world. This is a new world. If someone came to me and said, Dennis, you're going to wake up every single morning and you're going to make sure that you're doing your meditation session for a few moments, and then you're going to go through your image cycling process, which in fact you can find on YouTube, and then you're going to wake up and you're going to hug your child with gratitude, and you're going to hug your fiance, and you're going to look around and you're going to notice all the things that you have. And then you're going to make your tea, and then you're going to do some stretching, and then you're going to take on your day. If someone came to me and said, this is going to be your morning routine, for example, I would say, what are you talking about? Okay, I'll never get anything done. And back in the anxiety days, if I were to choose gratitude over threat, I would feel a sense that it would be taken away from me instantly. So you need to understand that you're stepping into a new world. This new world is very, very interesting. This new world means that you are going to begin believing in things you never believed in before. And if you are not open to it, then you're just going to go backwards again. Anxiety will lead to your best life if, and these are the important points, my friends, it will lead to your best life if you have developed a level of dissatisfaction that promotes an urgency to take necessary action. You know what I mean? That part of you that is dissatisfied, that part of you that says, I can't continue living this way, that part of you that says, do I want to live till I'm 80, 90, 100 years old, comfortably in my discomfort? Is that what I want? Laying in my deathbed many years from now, looking back on my life, what would I have given for this one opportunity to commit for up to 3 months to myself, to reprioritize, to look at everything and recognize, hey, these are the good, these are the not so good. And so you have to have a level of urgency to take necessary action based on dissatisfaction. So how dissatisfied are you, and are you using that dissatisfaction to promote healing? to move towards exercises that I promote, such as emotional reframing, every single day. To move towards responding practices every moment you feel anxious. This is what I talk about in F Coping Start Healing, my friends. Anxiety will lead to your best life if you have concluded that the healing process must be done through you alone. Stop looking for externals. Stop looking for externals. You know what that means? That means that you already have within you the arsenal to heal. You have the knowledge, you have the guidance, you have the skill sets. People think that there's some kind of a special technique out there, or they think that there's some kind of a special guru out there that will just touch them on the head and they'll be healed. Well, this doesn't happen very often. So what we must understand is that the healing process can be uncomfortable. Sometimes it can be emotionally painful. But the truth is that you must do this alone and stop looking for externals. Yes, you can listen to podcasts and videos and such, but the truth is that those are accompanying you towards healing. They are accompanying you. You already have everything you need. I am accompanying you. Anxiety will lead to your best life if you're ready to build a new relationship with control, uncertainty, and anything that seems unfamiliar. We are constantly either building beautiful and loving and caring and nurturing relationships or not. What kind of relationship do you have with control? Are you fighting for it? What kind of relationship do you have with uncertainty? Do you refuse it? What kind of relationship do you have with anything that seems unfamiliar? You know, I used to drive to work in the morning, and on the sidewalk I would see somebody who's wearing some really funky colors, and a different kind of sweater, and the hairdo is just different. And what I'd say is, oh my God, that guy's so different. Wow, he's so weird, right? But now what I do is I say, oh my goodness, I love that that person is courageous enough to step out of their comfort zones and what society wants them to be and step into who they truly are. Stepping into who you truly are. I see the world differently now, and so will you. So if something seems unfamiliar, embrace it, love it. Anxiety will lead to your best life if you choose to make it so, warrior. Your inner child defense mechanisms will do all it can, physiologically, psychologically, to stop the change process. It will. This is where we must be guiding and nurturing towards that part of us that only wants the best for us and is just simply overprotective. Some of us had mothers that were very overprotective. Do this, don't do that, right? And stay safe, be aware, whatever it is, right? And so that inner child is like that times 10. Times 10. So the inner child will obviously exaggerate threats through a hunch, a feeling, a thought, whatever it is. These defense mechanisms are holding you back from healing. But once you recognize them, you tend to go, I see where this is coming from. This isn't a threat. I don't need to hate this. I just need to understand my inner child is simply being overprotective. And because he or she is doing so, I must nurture and guide them towards new beliefs, new perceptions about myself. Who am I? New perceptions about reality. What is life about? I love you all from the bottom of my heart. Anxiety will lead to your best life. Stay on this path. We will get there. we will become more than anxiety. But please understand these points today. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. And if you have any other questions on the Inner Circle program, the #1 anxiety recovery program out there today, head over to theanxietyguy.com. Bye-bye, my friends.
Thanks for being an important part of the Anxiety Guy podcast community. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a positive rate and review. If you're searching for further support on your road to recovery from anxiety, head over to anxietyexit.com and take part in the powerful End the Anxiety program based around the CBT model. If you're searching for a more one-on-one approach, you can sign up now for personal coaching sessions with Dennis via Skype. Remember, you are more than anxiety. See you in the next episode.